Excuse me, hey, real quick, hold on to that moment. Because right there, in the pause between your hesitation and your courage, is where most men lose everything. They see a beautiful woman, their heartbeat spikes, their mind floods with excuses. She's out of my league. What if she rejects me? This isn't the right moment. And before they even take the first step, the opportunity evaporates. But here's the truth most men never hear. Starting a conversation with a beautiful woman is not terrifying. It's not complicated. It's not some mystical skill. It's a psychological pattern, predictable, learnable, and surprisingly simple when you understand how attraction actually works. Today, I'm going to break down the exact steps, the exact mindsets, and the exact openers that trigger warm, playful, magnetic reactions from women. Reactions that have been 100% tested in real-world situations. My name is Amelia, and welcome to Dark Psychology, where we break down the human mind, attraction, and influence in a way no one else dares to. And if you truly absorb what I'm about to tell you, your confidence, your interactions, and your entire presence around women will change. Not gradually, but instantly. Every man remembers the one woman he never approached, the one who stuck with him, the one he still thinks about, not because she was special, but because he never acted. Today, we kill that version of you, because once you master these 3 techniques, once they become instinct, you will never hesitate again. Your results will skyrocket, your confidence will feel natural, and women will immediately sense the difference. So let's begin with the foundation, the rule that rewires your brain, destroys fear, and builds unstoppable momentum. 1. Approach within 3 seconds. When you see a woman you want to talk to, there is one psychological law you must follow. You approach her within 3 seconds. Not 5, not 10, not after you think about what to say. No, 3 seconds. From the moment you see her, you move. Why? Because the male brain is a master at generating excuses. If you let even a few seconds pass, your mind activates its self-sabotage mode. She's busy. I'm not ready. I need a better line. What if she has a boyfriend? Your mind will talk you out of action. But if you obey the 3-second rule, you short-circuit every excuse before it can form. You train your body to move first and think later, and that single shift can transform your life. And here's the part most men don't realize. Even if you bail out halfway, it's still a win. Maybe her boyfriend shows up. Maybe she hops onto a bus. Maybe you panic and retreat. Doesn't matter. Because your brain is learning a new association. Beautiful woman, I take action. Do this 50 times. Do it 100 times, until it becomes a habit so deeply wired that hesitation becomes impossible. Imagine how different your life becomes when your default response is courage. Women notice this instantly. Confidence is not a script. It's a behavior pattern. And the man who moves quickly communicates, I'm decisive. I trust myself. I'm not afraid. That alone sets you apart from 99% of men. Let me tell you something brutally honest. Women can feel hesitation. They can sense insecurity. They can smell fear, even from across the room. And nothing kills attraction faster. But when you walk up to her with calm certainty, even if your words aren't perfect, she feels something completely different. Safety, confidence, energy, presence. The 3-second rule isn't just a technique. It's a psychological weapon that builds the foundation for every interaction that follows. And now that the foundation is set, we move into the gateway of attraction. 2. Open strong. Now that you understand the psychological power of approaching within 3 seconds, we step into the next critical phase of attraction, your opener. But let me destroy a myth right here. Most men obsess over the perfect line. They think they need something clever, poetic, or Hollywood-level smooth. They don't. Because the truth is this, the opener doesn't matter nearly as much as the energy behind it. Your body language, your tone, your eye contact, your emotional state, those elements make up 93% of communication. Still, having a strong opener can set the tone and make the interaction flow more naturally, especially when you're nervous or still building confidence. So let's break down the 2 most powerful categories of openers you can use. A. The banter opener, nighttime environments. Banter is playful, teasing, flirty, fun. It's perfect for environments where people are already relaxed and social. Bars, lounges, clubs, parties, concerts. This type of opener instantly gets her smiling. It signals that you're confident, bold, and not taking anything too seriously, which is extremely attractive. Here are the upgraded versions of the banter openers, keeping the meaning intact but amplified for emotional impact. Hey, quick question. Have you noticed something strange? You and I are easily the hottest people in this entire place. It felt illegal not to come over and say hi. This line works because it's playful and absurd, but delivered with confidence, it becomes charming. Another one. Hey, are you shy? Because I've been here, 25 minutes? And not once have you come over to say hi or buy me a drink. It flips the script in a fun, unexpected way. It gets her playful. It gets her talking. It gets her invested. And remember this. Women in social environments are there to have a good time. If you can get her laughing, teasing you back, and enjoying the moment within the first 10 seconds, you win. The direct opener, daytime, and extremely powerful. Daytime is different. People are busy, focused, in their own world. They don't have time for games. So using an indirect opener like, hey, what time is it? Or, where's the coffee shop? Shows no confidence, no intent, no presence, no masculine energy, and worst of all, it wastes her time. This is why the direct opener is king during the day. It is honest. It is clear. It is bold. It shows you're approaching her because you are attracted, not because you need an excuse. A powerful direct opener would be something like, hey, I know this is random, but I had to tell you. You have an amazing presence. I wanted to meet you before I disappear forever. I'm Amelia. This opener works because it creates instant tension, the kind that only comes from honesty and confidence. Direct openers show you're not afraid. You're not hiding your intent. You trust your instincts. You understand attraction. And that triggers something powerful inside a woman. It signals that you're not like the others who stare but do nothing. You see what you want, and you move toward it. You see, the intro opener, social gatherings. This is one of the most underrated forms of opening a conversation, yet one of the most powerful when used confidently. Perfect for parties, weddings, meetups, group events, house gatherings, any situation where people expect to socialize. This opener is ridiculously simple and psychologically dominant. Hi, I don't believe we've met yet. I'm Amelia. Just a name, just an introduction. But the confidence behind such simplicity hits harder than any fancy line. It says, you don't need permission. You don't need an excuse. You assume people want to meet you. You are socially fluent and comfortable. Confidence without arrogance. Warmth without neediness. Directness without pressure. Women love that. Let me tell you something most dating coaches never admit. A perfect line delivered with insecure body language will fail. A mediocre line delivered with confidence will succeed. When you speak, women are not just hearing your words. They're scanning your energy. Do you feel grounded? Are you breathing slowly? Is your eye contact calm? Is your voice steady? Are your movements relaxed? This is why two men can use the same line. One gets rejected and the other gets a number. It's not the line, it's the delivery. And as the host of Dark Psychology, I need you to understand this deeper truth. Women don't choose based on the opener. They choose based on the emotional experience you create within the first few seconds. Your opener is simply the doorway. Your energy is the invitation. And that brings us into the next part, a concept that will free you forever from overthinking. 3. Don't get caught up on the opener. Now we shift into one of the most liberating truths you will ever learn about attraction. A truth that most men never discover because they're too focused on memorizing lines, tricks, or tactics. Listen carefully. The opener is the least important part of the interaction. Yes, we spent time crafting powerful openers. Yes, we refined delivery. Yes, we dissected psychology. But all of that is only meant to help you start, not trap you. The biggest mistake men make is obsessing over what to say instead of what energy they're bringing. They freeze, they hesitate, they analyze. They try to mentally engineer the perfect moment. But women aren't choosing you based on your first sentence. They're choosing you based on your confidence, calmness, certainty, playfulness, presence, emotional energy. The words themselves are simply the vehicle. Think of it like this. You could say the most poetic line in the world, but if your voice shakes, your eyes dart, and your energy screams insecurity, she feels it instantly. Meanwhile, if you confidently say something completely simple like, "Hey, I saw you and wanted to say hi," she will feel safe, grounded, and open. This is the psychological truth most men ignore. Women are not evaluating your words. They're evaluating you. So here's the rule you must internalize. Keep it simple in the beginning when you're just starting out, especially if you're building your confidence and practicing the 3-second rule. Simplicity is your greatest weapon. Say whatever is genuinely on your mind. Don't filter it. Don't polish it. Don't try to manufacture charm, because the moment you start overthinking, you stop being present, you stop being grounded, and you disconnect from the emotional flow of the moment. This is why the men who seem natural with women aren't using advanced openers. They're simply relaxed enough to let whatever they feel come out naturally. And women can sense that authenticity. They crave it. They trust it. Remember, developing the habit of taking action will get you more women than memorizing any clever pickup line ever could. You want to build the habit of stepping in, speaking up, and trusting yourself to handle the moment. Because once your brain learns, "I don't hesitate, I act," you become someone completely different. Someone attractive, someone confident, someone women notice. Observation and indirect openers. Use with caution. Now, let's address the other types of openers, the ones many men rely on when they lack confidence. The observation opener. The indirect opener, the environment-based opener. Examples. "Hey, that's a cool jacket. Is the coffee good here? Do you know where the train stop is?" These openers can work, but they come with a major hidden flaw. She can't tell why you're talking to her. And when a woman doesn't know your intention, she becomes confused. And confusion kills momentum. She doesn't know if you're being friendly, you're lost, you're bored, you're selling something, you're nervous, you're into her. And because the female brain seeks emotional clarity, she subconsciously distances herself. This is why conversations started indirectly tend to fizzle out. There's no spark because there's no intent. So while you can use observations or environmental cues, understand this: it makes the conversation harder to maintain unless you reveal your real intention quickly. Which brings us to the next psychological shift. Show your interest, then pull back. This is where real attraction begins. This is where the game becomes emotional, not verbal. Once you show your interest, whether direct or playful, you must create balance. Because attraction works like this. Too little interest. She feels nothing. Too much interest. She feels pressure. Perfect balance. She feels curiosity. Curiosity is the spark that turns a simple conversation into chemistry. So after showing interest, you must slightly pull away. Not dramatically, not rudely, just enough to create tension. The kind that makes her wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Why isn't he acting thirsty like other guys? What's different about him? Example, you compliment her, then immediately tease her. Or you approach confidently, then take it slow. Or you show interest, then challenge her lightly. This push-pull dynamic is one of the most powerful attraction triggers in psychology. It shows you're not needy, you're not desperate, you're not emotionally reactive. You're a challenge, and women chase challenges. Women are attracted to men who embody two opposite energies. 1, I want you. 2, but I don't need you. The first creates excitement. The second creates respect. Most men give only the first. Weak men give only the second. But the rare few who blend the two, those are the men women remember. Those are the men women chase. Those are the men women talk about later with their friends. The man who shows interest but doesn't crumble, who admires her but doesn't pedestal her, who steps toward her but stands firm in his own energy. That man becomes unforgettable. That man becomes irresistible. The psychology of tension and why women chase. Now we enter the deeper layers, where attraction shifts from simple conversation into something far more powerful, something emotional, something instinctual, something that pulls a woman toward you without her fully understanding why. Most men think attraction is created through compliments, nice gestures, perfect lines, trying to impress. But that's not how women fall. Women don't fall for logic. Women fall for emotional tension. And the fastest way to create tension is by mastering the balance we touched on earlier. Show interest, pull away, become a challenge. This isn't manipulation. It's biology. It's psychology. It's the emotional rhythm women respond to. Let me break it down. Why showing too much interest pushes women away. When a man shows too much interest too quickly, he communicates, "You're better than me. I need your approval. I'm desperate for your attention. Please validate me." A woman can feel this energy instantly, even if you're saying all the right words. And here's the dark truth. Neediness suffocates attraction. Certainty builds it. Because neediness tells her, you're inexperienced, you lack options, you have low social value, you're outcome dependent. In other words, you're not a challenge. And if you're not a challenge, her mind labels you as safe but forgettable. The man she keeps thinking about? The man she talks about later with her friends? He's the one who shows her attraction, but not worship. Desire, but not desperation. Interest, but not submission. He's the one who says with his presence, "I like you, but I don't need you to like me back." That emotional balance drives women insane, in the best way possible. The power of the challenge. A challenge doesn't mean being cold or rude. It means being emotionally self-sufficient. When you show your interest and then lightly challenge her, you create a psychological effect. She begins investing in you. And investment equals attraction. Here's how you apply this in real conversations. 1. Give a compliment. Follow it with a playful tease. "You're gorgeous, but I can already tell you're trouble." That creates contrast, and contrast creates chemistry. 2. Show interest, then shift focus. "You seem really interesting. Anyway, tell me something unexpected about you." You validate her, then push her to engage. 3. Step forward, then slow down. Approach with confidence, but speak calmly. You're not rushing. You're not chasing. You're grounded. This makes her lean forward to match your energy. How to create sexual tension immediately. Sexual tension is not sexual. It's emotional. It's built through eye contact, pauses, tonality, slowing your movements, allowing silence, speaking with intention. A man who rushes kills tension. A man who pauses commands attention. Women feel attraction in these subtle cues more than any fancy line you could ever memorize. Here's a psychological rule. The slower you speak, the faster attraction grows. Because slow equals confident, slow equals calm, slow equals control. Imagine looking at her and saying, with a warm, subtle smile, "I noticed you, and I had to say hi." Pause. Hold eye contact. Relax your shoulders. Let her feel you. That pause is where the spark ignites. Why women test you and why it's good. Every strong woman will test you, not because she wants to reject you, but because she wants to feel your confidence. She's not testing your words. She's testing your emotional grounding. Examples. She teases you. She acts unimpressed. She asks, "Do you say this to all girls?" She gives a playful eye roll. She challenges your opener. She pauses before responding. Most men panic. Most men overreact. Most men fold. But a grounded man? He doesn't chase. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't get defensive. He simply smiles. Because he understands. A test is not a threat. It's an invitation to show your strength. A confident, emotionally stable man turns a test into a moment of tension. Her. "Do you say this to every girl?" You. Smirking. Calm. Only the ones who stand out. She feels it. She respects it. She becomes curious. And curiosity is the gateway to attraction. Hook break. The secret. Every woman wishes men knew. Women don't fall for men because of money, looks, status, cars, clothes. Those things help, sure, but they aren't the reason she thinks about you at night. They aren't the reason she checks your Instagram. They aren't the reason she smiles at her phone. Women fall for one thing: how a man makes her feel. If you make her feel safe, excited, curious, challenged, seen, desired, intrigued, you win. This is why all the openers you learned work only when paired with the psychological principles you're learning now. Now we move toward the final part, where everything comes together, where you'll learn how to flip the dynamic and make her start chasing you. How to get women to chase you. The psychology of pull. Up until now, everything you've learned has been designed to build confidence, tension, and presence, the foundation of attraction. But now we go deeper. Now we tap into the part of the female mind most men never access. Now we shift the dynamic completely, from you pursuing women to women pursuing you. And this transformation begins with a simple but profound psychological principle. After you show interest, you must take it away. Just slightly. Just enough to become a mystery. When you do this correctly, something powerful happens inside her mind. She starts imagining you. She starts analyzing you. She starts thinking about how you feel about her. In other words, you become the prize. Here's how to pull this off without being cold or distant. 1. Show interest, then create distance. Women are used to men chasing them nonstop. Every message, every compliment, every attempt to prove themselves. So when a man expresses interest but doesn't collapse into desperation, she feels something rare. Tension plus uncertainty equals attraction. Example: you approach confidently. You give her a compliment. You smile. You engage. But then, you shift your attention. You look away for a moment. You relax your body posture. You lean back instead of forward. That subtle distance sends a psychological signal. I like you, but I'm not seeking your approval. That is the emotional sweet spot where women start investing. 2. The art of light challenge. This is where most men fail. They think a challenge means being rude, aggressive, or aloof. Wrong. A real challenge is playful. It's confident. It's delivered with a warm smile, not a cold attitude. Examples: you seem sweet, but I don't know. I'm sensing a dangerous side. I'll keep talking to you, but only if you're at least 20% interesting. Said with a teasing smile, tell me something about you that's not basic. Surprise me. This creates an emotional shift. She's no longer evaluating you, she's now trying to impress you. And once she tries even a little, she starts to invest. And investment builds attraction faster than anything else. 3. Let her talk, and listen with intent. Most men talk too much when they're nervous. They ramble. They over-explain. They try to fill every silence. But a powerful man, a grounded man, a man women chase, he does something different. He listens. He asks a question, then watches her eyes. He pays attention to her emotions. He makes her feel genuinely heard. Women don't fall for men who talk endlessly. They fall for men who make them feel seen, understood, interesting, appreciated. When you listen, you send a message. Your mind matters to me, not just your looks, and that is rare. Rare men get chased. 4. Embody a life she wants to be part of. Here's a psychological secret that transforms everything. Women don't chase men. Women chase experiences. And the man who creates that experience becomes unforgettable. Your lifestyle doesn't need to be perfect, but it must feel purpose-driven, adventurous, passionate, independent, emotionally rich. Because a woman isn't choosing just a man, she's choosing the life she imagines beside him. A man who has no passion becomes forgettable. A man who moves with intention becomes magnetic. When she feels that your life is bigger than the moment, bigger than the interaction, bigger than the outcome, she wants in. 5. Maintain mystery, but never manipulate. Mystery is not about hiding information. Mystery is about emotional depth. It means you don't overshare. You don't seek validation. You stay grounded. You reveal yourself slowly. You maintain calm confidence. When you don't rush the moment, when you allow things to unfold naturally, a woman feels something intoxicating. Curiosity. Curiosity is the engine of attraction. Curiosity is what makes her replay the moment. Curiosity is what makes her wonder about you later. Mystery isn't a tactic. It's the presence of a man who is comfortable with himself. A man like that doesn't chase. And because of that, women chase him. The final psychological truth. Everything in this entire script boils down to a single principle. Show interest like a man. Pull away like a king. Do this, and you become unforgettable. Your opener won't matter. Your lines won't matter. Your looks won't matter as much as you think. Because the real reason women become attracted to a man is this. He makes her feel something powerful, something she doesn't feel with the average man. A mix of safety, confidence, challenge, playfulness, tension, curiosity, excitement. This emotional cocktail is what separates the men women forget from the men they chase. If you take nothing else from this entire series, take this. Hesitation kills attraction. Presence creates it. Approach her within 3 seconds. Open strong. Don't overthink your opener. Show interest. Pull back. Become a challenge. Hold tension. Stay grounded. Let her chase a little. Do this consistently, and your entire dating life will transform.